had a couple interruptions for that live feed. So, and it didn't seem like, I asked people if they can hear me, and got no response. So, I'm gonna have to start. I'm starting this over again. Okay, this is, and again, no, I'm not a Seventh-day Adventist or Jehovah Witness. I just follow my calendar. My calendar goes from Sunday to Saturday. And happy Easter, by the way. This is Easter weekend, okay? For all you that celebrate Easter, happy Easter to you. Um, and Proverbs has a chapter for every day of the month. There are 31 chapters in Proverbs, and as well as 31 days in a month. And the months that don't have 31 days, just keep reading so that the following day you'll be back on track. Okay? Now, we've already prayed, so this is a repeat. So let me start again. Verse 1. The words of Agar, the son of Jekiah, his utterance. This man declared to Ithiel and Ukal. Verse 2. Surely I am more stupid than any man, and do not have the understanding of a man. Verse 3. I've neither learned wisdom, nor have knowledge of the Holy One. Verse 4. Who has ascended into heaven or descended? Who has gathered the wind in his fist? Who has bound the waters in a garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name, if you know? Okay? Verse 5. Every word of God is pure, and he is a shield to those who put their trust in him. And remember, I told you that I don't like to take it for granted that people know what words are. So I like to give you the definitions. Pure, not mixed or adulterated with any other substance or material. See, pure is when it's not tainted. It's not mixed with anything. That's when it's pure. And listen to me, y'all. There is no pure race on the earth. Let me say that again. There is no pure race on the earth. All races have intermingled with each other. Okay? So there's no pure race on the earth. Even some of these people that think they are superior, if you go back in their tree, you'll find out that they've been tainted. There is sometimes the very race that you look down upon is in your tree. You just don't know it. Okay? Every word of God is pure. He is a shield to those who put their trust in him. Man, listen. When you start trusting God, you don't worry about nothing. You ain't concerned about nothing. You ain't second guessing nothing when you trust God. See, when you trust God, man, you just come out and live and do right by people when you trust in God. See, and that's what people don't understand. Man, you can't trust God and worry. Let me say that again. You can't have trust in God and be worried about anything or any situation. You're not trusting in God. Okay? You're straddled the fence because you want to believe. You got one foot in belief and you got one foot in doubt. But when you trust God, you have both feet in belief. Okay? Verse 6. Do not add to his words, lest he rebuke you and you be found a liar. Oh, wow. Listen to the Message Bible. The believer replied, every promise of God proves true. He protects everyone who runs to him for help. So don't second guess him. He might take you to task and show up your lies. And you got a lot of people right now that will try to get you to drop your guard with the name of Jesus. They'll talk Bible to you, but they will not live Bible to you. And right now, you got a lot of people talking Bible, but they don't live it. Let me say that again. See, right now, you got a lot of people, well, God say be careful how you treat a stranger, because you never will know when you are entertaining an angel in disguise. See, when you disguise something, that's when you'll find out how people really, truly are. When you approach them in disguise. See, that's when you can get a person's honest feeling. When you come in disguise. You know, I got a lot of people right now that recognize me in this outfit. This is what I have trained them to recognize me as the truth conductor. And when I want some peace, all I do is put on some regular clothes. And I can walk by people and they wouldn't even know who I am, because they're so used to seeing me like this. See, so my disguise is some regular clothes. When I want to have some peace, now eventually, you know, when the fortune comes, then they'll recognize me in this and regular clothes. But right now, because the fortune is not here yet, see, I can put on some regular clothes, man, and walk by people and they wouldn't even give me a second look. But I put this on, oh man, there's the truth conductor. But they don't equate regular clothes to the truth conductor. Just to give you a little bit of side thing. All right. Verse 7. 2 things I request of you. Deprive me not before I die. Remove falsehood and lies far from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with the food allotted to me. Verse 9. Lest I be full and deny you and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and profane the name of God. Matter of fact, let me look up this word profane. 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 Relating or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical. I need a better definition of that. Hold on a second. Let me see if this is the same. Okay. Not respectful. When you're profane, you're not respectful. Okay? And it says, lest I be full and deny you and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and profane the name of God. Verse 10. Do not malign a servant to his master, lest he curse you and you be found guilty. Okay? Let me read to you in the Message Bible. Do not blow the whistle on your fellow workers behind their backs. They will curse you of being underhanded, and you will be the guilty one. See, when you malign somebody, you gonna lie. You gonna go behind their back. when you maligning people. And you got some friends right now that it hasn't been revealed, but behind your back they talk about you like a dog. And then when you find out, that's when it stings the most. Because you thought that was a friend. And behind your back, they talking about you like a dog. Verse 14. This is what's wrong with the young people today. There's a generation that curses his father and does not bless his mother. There's a generation that is pure in its own eyes, yet is not washed from its filthiness. That's what's wrong with this generation today. You can't tell them nothing. You can't share your... See, what you've gone through is old school. It don't apply to today. And they're not even willing to accept it. And that's why you got parents right now who are afraid of their own children. Verse 14. There's a generation whose teeth are like swords and whose fangs are like knives, to devour the poor from off the earth and the needy from among men. Man, I remember when I was a street vendor back in the day, the worse I looked, the more money I had, because nobody, if you look like you're poor, ain't nobody gonna pay attention to you. Let me say that again. See, you want to disguise yourself, look like you ain't got nothing. And you'll see how people will honestly treat you when you look like you ain't got nothing. And you can be loaded, and they'll treat you like crap because they don't know. Verse 15. The leech has two daughters, give and give. Listen to what the Message Bible say. A leech has twin daughters named Gimme and Give Me More. Because a leech is always taken. A leech, and you got some people who are leeches. All they want to do is be around you for what they can get. And notice, every time you need from them, they never got it. But yet, they'll hang around you to get all they can, but when it comes down to giving, they ain't never got it. There are three things that are never satisfied. Four that says enough. The grave, the barren womb, the earth that is not satisfied with water, and the fire never says enough. You know, I use that word barren. Let me tell you the definition of that. Barren. Too poor to produce much of anything. When you're barren, you can't produce nothing. Won't nothing grow. You got women that are barren because no matter how many times a man has sex with them, that seed ain't gonna take root. That seed ain't gonna grow. And that's a woman that no matter how much sex she has a barren womb. That seed naturally is not gonna take root in her. That sperm ain't gonna attach itself. She's barren. And you got a lot of these women that go out here that can't have children and have all of these injections and treatments just so that they can get pregnant, because their wombs are barren. When land is barren, it ain't gonna produce nothing. Nothing will grow in it. Okay? And it says there are four things that never say enough. The grave don't never say I got enough. The barren womb, the earth that's not satisfied with water, and the fire never says enough. A fire is gonna burn until it burn out. As long as it's got something to burn, it's going to keep going. Okay? It'll keep going. Verse 17. The eye that mocks his father and scorns obedience to his mother, the ravens of the valley will pick it out, and the young eagles will eat it. See, that's what a lot of these young people don't understand about their disobedience. You're only hurting yourself because the consequences going to come back on you, not the parent. It's you that's going to have to suffer the consequences. Verse 18. There are three things which are too wonderful for me. Yes, four, which I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the air. People don't understand, how can an eagle fly so high? The way of a serpent on a rock. A serpent on a rock is in its element. It's in its element. That's what a serpent, because it has the advantage. Because whatever is stepping on the rock ain't going to have the balance. But the serpent is in its element. The way of the ship in the midst of the sea. And the way of a man with a virgin. Don't nobody, you put a woman with a man, you don't know how that man is going to act. I don't care how righteous and religious they are. You have no idea how that person is going to act. Verse 20. This is the way of an adulterous woman. She eats and wipes her mouth and says, I've done no wickedness. Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis will tell you right now, the only thing she is and this man is married. And it ain't her husband. And that's what makes it adulterous. Because she's involved with a man that ain't her husband that's still married. And she'll tell you, the only thing I'm guilty of is being in a relationship with a man. I ain't done nothing wrong. And if you want to hold me being in a relationship with a man over my head, I haven't done anything wrong. And the man is married. And she overlooking that fact that this man you talking about, you in this relationship with, is married. And that makes you adulterous. Verse 17. For three things in the earth are perturbed. Yes, four it cannot bear. Let me look up that word, perturbed. Perturbed. Feeling anxiety or concern. Unsettled. There are three things in the earth is perturbed. Yes, four it cannot bear up. For a servant when he reigns, a fool when he is filled with food, a hateful woman when she's married, and a maidservant who succeeds her mistress. Let me read that to you again. For three things the earth is perturbed. And we say perturbed is feeling anxiety or concern, unsettled. Okay? Yes, four, it cannot bear up. For a servant when he reigns. A fool who is filled with food. I want you to think about it. And see, y'all know a lot of these examples right now. Because, see that servant, when he reigns, is going to be trying to get even. Ain't trying to bring people together, all about vindictiveness. A fool, when it's filled with food, you can't stand to be around them. They're loud, they're boisterous. braggadocious, when a fool is filled with food. Look at how you got some family members. Look at some of your family members when they get around some food and they get a full belly. Look how stupid they are. A hateful woman when she's married, and a maidservant who succeed her mistress. Verse 24. There are four things which are little on the earth, but are exceedingly wise. Verse 25. The ant are people not strong, yet they prepare their food in the summer. Verse 26. The rock badgers are a feeble folk, yet they make their homes in the crags. Let me look up that word crags. I think that's the rocks. Yeah. A steep, a rugged cliff, or rock face. It says, the ant are people not strong, yet they prepare their food in the summer. The rock badgers are a feeble folk, yet they make their homes in the crags. Verse 27. The locust has no king, yet they all advance in ranks. The spider skillfully grasps with his hands, and it is in king palaces. Verse 29. There are three things which are majestic in pace. Yes, four when are stately in walk. A lion which is mighty among beasts, and turn away from any. A greyhound, a male goat also, and a king whose troops are with him. Let me read this to you in the Message Bible. There are four small creatures, wisest of the wise they are. Ants, frail as they are, get plenty of food in for the winter. Marmots, vulnerable as they are, manage to arrange for rock-solid homes. Locusts, leaderless insects, yet they strip the fields like an army regiment. Lizards, easy enough to catch, but they sneak past the vigilant palace guard. Okay, verse 32. If you've been foolish in exalting yourself, or if you have devised evil, put your hand on your mouth. Verse 33. For as churning milk produces butter, and wringing the nose produces blood, so the forcing of wrath produces strife. And that word wrath, let me give you a definition of it. Wrath, extreme anger. Wow. See, how many times, man, you've been around somebody that's always mad? Always angry. Always got a bone to pick with somebody. Always trying to get even and get back with somebody. We can look at some of the presidential candidates and see it says, for as a churning of milk produces butter and wringing the nose produce blood, so the forcing of wrath. And we say that's extreme anger produces strife. Man, Pat, let me give you that definition of strife. Strife. Anger or bitter disagreement over fundamental issues. Angry or bitter disagreement over fundamental issues. Conflict. Okay? Let me read what the Message Bible say. Remember, it says, if you've been foolish in exalting yourself, or if you have devised evil, put your hand on your mouth. For as the churning of milk produces butter, and the wringing of the nose produces blood, so the forcing of the wrath produces strife. This is what the Message Bible says. If you're dumb enough to call attention to yourself by offending people and making rude gestures, don't be surprised if someone bloodies your nose. Churned milk turns into butter. Riled emotions turn into fistfights. And that's the end of chapter 30, y'all. Okay? Sorry for the disruption that we had in the earlier broadcast, but I appreciate the people that did come back. Thank you very much. Okay, and man, y'all enjoy. It's a beautiful day today. I'm gonna take these clothes off and I'm gonna get right back in the bed today. This is one of the. I have found that sleep on Saturday has to be some of the sweetest sleep that you can get when you ain't going nowhere, you ain't doing nothing. You know, you're resting on this day, and I find that, man, some of my best sleep is on a Saturday. It really is. And see, I got to not only get myself in this regiment, but when I get my wife back around me, I got to get her in this regiment. And because I have perfected it, see, I'll be able to teach her how to follow, because she got to follow me. Okay? And I'll be able to teach her how. Now, we're going to honor Saturday. We ain't doing nothing. Okay? All right? So, man, y'all have a blessed day. Happy Easter. And I'll see you later.